Oh hi guys, what's going on? My name is Rico, and today I'm going to be making a guide on how to train your range effectively without using red chins. So guys, obviously a question that a lot of high level rangers get every day of their life probably is that how did you train your range and did you use red chins or not? In this guide, I'm going to be showing you how to get 99 range without using red chins. Red chins will not be even considered in my method. It actually probably would worsen your rates if you use red chins with my method. But I'm just gonna get straight into it, guys. We are going to be using the Nightmare Zone to train range, and we're gonna get around 70 to 80k XP an hour, really depending on your level. And we're gonna make this super cost effective and help everyone out that just doesn't want to break the bank training range and just wants to get a nice little range level going. So guys, I want to just give you a little background on this story, how I found out about this method and why I'd used it. So back when I was a noob, I wanted to find different ways to use range to my advantage, and obviously range is probably the most OP combat stat in the game, besides maybe an argument for mage. So guys, I hated spending my whole bank on training a skill, so I used my favorite place to train combat, which is the Nightmare Zone, and I had to find a way to make range a viable way to train there. So I came up with this method, and I'm ready to share it with everyone on the YouTubes and hopefully on the internets, and hopefully no one will ever have a problem with this again. So guys, I'm gonna get right into it, and we are going to just start off by saying the base requirements for this guide. The base requirements for this guide is going to be able to be accessed one of two dreams. Either one, option A would be the Mountain Daughter dream, which will be shown up on screen of what quest you need to complete, or option B, which would be the Guthan's dream, which will also be shown up on screen right now. So guys, if you can access one of these two dreams, you're on the get-go, ready to roll for using this method to train range. Some very minimal base requirements I'm going to suggest for you to have are also on screen, which read 70 defense, 70 prayer, and 70 range. 70 prayer you probably don't need. However, I think if you lag or if you're just like DCing a lot, you don't want to deal with this, and sometimes if you do misclick, your prayer will screw you over because you'll run out of prayer points. So guys, that's all you need. Really simple stats to get, really easy to get, but we are going to get insane XP using this method. So guys, let's get into the gear setup on this video, and the gear setup really just varies on what money you kind of have on your bank at the time. I'm going to get right into it and explain every piece of gear and why you should use it and why you shouldn't use it and how to upgrade your gear if you have the money too. So guys, I really hate Barrow's armor. It's really good for bossing because you make your money back, but I hate using it to train. However, it is good if you're going to train with this method because Kirill's has a really average defense bonus and is actually not that bad to use here. But if you don't want to be a Barrow's armored kind of guy and you want to be a non-degradable kind of guy, this would be my first starter up setup. So the most optimal pieces that would not change in any setup here is one of three. One would be the broad bolts. This guide I would only recommend using if you're going to use broad bolts. These are cost effective, very good, and help you train range very, very well. The next piece would be the archer ring. There's no other ring you would wear in here. Besides, if you didn't have the archer ring, you would have no ring. It's not even a point. Maybe you should just put on a freaking ring of dueling, because no point to have any other ring. You could throw a warrior ring on there because you think you're cool or something, but that's the only ring you can wear is the archer ring. Preferably, but I only have the actual archer ring. Another piece would be the Barrow's gloves, Dragon gloves, Rune gloves, Adamant gloves, Mithril gloves, etc. Just to get your Barrow's gloves, you don't use any Van braces. Use gloves. They give bonuses like for everything. Insane bonuses. Make sure you have decent gloves. It doesn't really matter unless you're not using a combat bracelet. If you're using a combat bracelet, you might as well just throw Van braces on. And obviously, you can't change the obvious accumulator. You need that unless you just want to throw freaking money on the ground. Might as well just leave that there. So if you guys have money, I would recommend using a Fury, and if you don't have that much money, a Glory works perfectly fine also. So the next pieces of gear are all up to you. If you have a rune crossbow, use the rune crossbow. If you have an armor crossbow, use the armor crossbow, and etc, etc. Just upgrade as you can or downgrade as you can. This would be my very minimal armor requirements for this guide. And for any of you curious lurkers out there, this would be the most optimal setup for this method if you were going to use this. This is what gets me around 80k XP an hour. So if you want to, you can use this method. Obviously, this is a very few of you guys looking at this video. If you have this much money, you're probably gonna be chinning. But honestly, I hate chinning. I hate throwing freaking 1,000 coins on the ground every hit. I'd rather throw, what, 55 coins every hit, bolt, smack kind of deal. I don't even know what you call that. Smack. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be called. But this is the most optimal setup. Dragonfall helm. You can replace it with the Varix helm, but Dragonfall I might use because it's non-degradable. This is obviously the best range armor. Odium Ward's the best range bonuses, and it gives you defense bonuses. Range boots, obviously, the best range boots, and the armor crossbow is the best range one hand. So guys, this is the optimal setup. This is the okay setup. You're gonna still get good XP, but you can mix and match as you please. So if you have something like this, or if you have something like this, probably wouldn't be a possibility, but maybe swag YOLO, you might have some weird combination. But realize that probably if you were going to upgrade and spend a little bit of your bank on, I would recommend the armor crossbow. That's gonna be the most optimal piece here. That's gonna change your XP rates dramatically. So guys, let's get right into it. Let me show you the method. It's been 6 minutes and we haven't even touched how to do the method. Okay guys, so some quick things before we go into the Nightmare Zone is I want to share with you some things that are going to make you obviously have an easier time in the Nightmare Zone and make this an effective method. So the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need the rock cake. If you don't have this, you're not even going to be considering this method. The rock cake is obtained by doing Recipe for Disaster, the dwarf part, and yeah, very easy to get. Just make an extra one when you're doing the quest, or go make it. I think it's like 500 coins if you don't have it, or something like that. You're going to need some cash, and some cash in your Nightmare Zone coffer, not coif. So I just have my little cash stack here that I have left, and I have around 1 mil in the coffer. And the final things you're going to need is a bunch of absorption potion, and the most optimal thing you're going to need is your quick prayers set to these exact prayers. You don't really need 70 prayer, I guess, but I just kind of like to have it for piety. I don't even know why that affects the method at all. It doesn't, but this is the only prayers you need to have set on quick prayer. Yeah, so just make sure you have those on your quick prayers set, and then let's get into this. Find your buyer, or I guess not buyer, but your booster. And it doesn't really matter if you do hard or normal. I like to do hard mode because you get a lot more points. But yeah, so I'm going to find a booster real quick and get into a dream. Before you get into the dream, I would recommend you guzzle down to 1 HP so you don't have to worry about it when you go into the dream actually. Just a quick little tip and to help a lot of people out. So when you get into your dream, you're going to want to make sure you're at 1 HP, and then you're going to want to get 1,000 absorption potions ready. And all you're going to do is just basically spam click the hell out of these things and make sure you're at 1,000 absorption, or you just really have a high absorption. Make sure you occasionally click the quick prayers, and then you are basically going to go AFK-ish. You're going to make sure your attack style is on rapid, and all you got to do is look back every at least 30 seconds and just click your prayer on and off real quick. And this will make it so you don't regenerate any health, and it will make it so that the mobs here can only hit you for 1 HP at a time, which means this is a very, very effective method. It makes you last for a very, very long time, and basically you get insane XP because these things are very easy to hit, and you get really good points because you're on hard mode. You can go on normal mode if you want to last a little longer, and it's really just preference from here on. This is the best way I have figured out how to train my range without using chins. I hope you guys enjoy this. I haven't shared this with anyone really that isn't close to me, but I'm going to be putting it on YouTube because I love you guys. And I want to just say, if you guys have any questions about this method, any ways I can help you whatsoever, please just drop a comment below, and I will always be here to help you guys. Make the best of today, guys. Have a great tomorrow. Get 99 range, and as always, deuces.